Hi guys and girls, and welcome to Talking Heads Podcast, live from Pattaya, Thailand. I'm the host, Dave D, and thank you for joining me here today, and thank you for joining our family. For you guys out there, of course, who have already subscribed to the channel, thanks a lot. And of course, for you guys out there that want to know all of what's coming up and happening, hit that notification bell right now. Of course, we are a listener-sponsored podcast. We survive from you guys liking us and we liking you. We're one big family. Thanks for joining us. There's a lot to come, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget all the links below. See you next time. Bye.
Dave D. Join us weekdays. Check out all the latest updates on talkingheads-podcast.com.
And welcome to Pattaya, welcome to Thailand, and welcome to the Talking Heads podcast studio. And of course, as per normal, live we are live all the way from Asia, Thailand. And of course, at the top of the table, Mr. Bobby. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How you feeling?
Earl in the studio
Earl's
today.
in the studio.
you.
Earl Sullivan, welcome to the studio.
Thank you for inviting me, Dave. You're a super guy. I've known you for a long time. We always have a good time when we get together, don't we?
Bobby, pay him now. We do, Earl. It's been a long time.
Yes.
We've been and known each other for a long time. It's great to have the studio. We're going to talk about the new Earl and the new shape and the new look. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah, well, I'm half the man I used to be.
Well, I was going to say at least half the man you used to be.
I
Earl, so-
cast a smaller shadow.
But whatever you do, give me 100% today because we don't want 50%. All right, is that okay?
You can have the rest.
Okay, what can we say? Where are you from for the guys out there that don't know you?
I was brought up in upper state New York, Glens Falls, New York, and Montreal, Canada, of course, for back and forth until I was a teenager.
So born what year? Can we say that?
Yes, 1956.
1956. How's that compared to you, Bobby?
He's a year older than I am.
Oh,
I'm 57, and I was born in New York, too, Long Island.
yeah.
Yeah, Long Island.
I was way up north near, you know where Saratoga is?
Absolutely.
Okay, about 15, 20 miles north is Glens Falls, New York. I'm in Glens Falls County,
Yeah.
Sunnyside Lake, New York.
So I went to college at Delhi,
Okay,
near Woodstock.
so
Yeah.
we were brought up probably in one of the best, most beautiful places in the Adirondacks that you could possibly find
Yeah.
in your life. It's tough to get.
Good, nice though, yeah?
Yeah.
And you went to school near Earl as well?
Well, I went to college upstate New York
Yeah,
in
he's not
Delhi.
far from me.
Not too far.
Very, very close.
Not too far. How was it growing up in those days around where you were?
We did a lot of fishing. We were in the bush. There was lots of fishing and hunting and ice fishing and lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
Lots of snow.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. So you're out in the wilderness, Bobby, there or what?
Kinda. I mean, there's really wilderness parts of that whole area.
We had wolves and bears and deer and everything else running
Wow.
up and down our street.
Sounds pretty cool. What about schooling? I mean, how was the school inside of it in those days? I mean, what we're talking 60s? Are we Bobby 60?
Yeah,
5, 6, 7, 6, 7?
From 1959, 60 onward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of nuns and brothers and priests
Yeah?
teaching, yes.
Taking care of you, like.
Yes. Giving you the old wooden handle if you stepped out of line.
What is a wooden handle?
It's a ruler that they whack you with.
Oh, a ruler.
Yes.
We used to have in that. Did you have that as well, Bob?
Yeah, we were whacked.
What about, was it on the back of the knuckles?
Back
Like
of
we
the
get
knuckles, yeah.
We get,
Did you get it?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
UK, you like doing something, you like doing a test, for example, and you're not looking or listening, and then suddenly it's on the back of your knuckles, and you go, ooh.
Yeah, and they also had that pointer they'd whack you with.
What was it?
The long pointer stick.
Oh, the stick, yeah, the cane in the UK, that is, yeah, the cane.
They used to whack us off the back with that. If
Yeah.
You weren't even
We-
paying
yeah.
attention.
Crazy, man.
6 to the arse, boy, that's what you're going to get, 6 to the arse, okay.
That's right, yeah.
1, 2, 3, please stop, 4, 5, mommy,
It kind of hurt too, remember?
It freaking hurt.
It freaking hurts.
I only got it once or two. I think twice maybe.
Yeah, you're lucky you got a flight.
You're lucky.
You're lucky, mate. I'm telling you, you can't remember. I can't even. I've lost count how many I got in those days.
Every time someone says, you're lucky, I always think of that Monty Python skit
Go on.
where they say, every night my father would come home and carve us up with a butcher knife. You had a knife? You're lucky.
You had the knife, yeah. You were definitely lucky. Okay, so let's say the schooling was what it was. It was it was a rap on the back of the knuckles. So I would imagine somewhere along the line you wanted to soothe yourself. And when did you start to sort of pick up the thing that says, "I like music"?
About 10, 11 years old, I started playing keyboards and then drums, and we started to play. our little gang.
When you, yeah, I was gonna say when you say we, of course, this is people from school.
School, and mostly the people who live with us at school, lived nearby. We bought a crappy $8 guitar, which was, you couldn't even press it down, but never went in tune. And we had some bongos and we had some maracas, and we started singing, all the.
That's really weird what he's just said, because if you remember Danny from California.
Yeah.
You remember, he said the same thing. He had a shitty guitar that cost him a few dollars, and it was that hard to
I think everybody's first guitars are shitty because it's like the initiation point. If you can go through playing a shitty guitar and you have perseverance, that means you are really into it, and you are a musician and you really have a desire to go forward. And then after that initiation, you save up your money and you get a nice guitar.
Ah, got it. I thought for years what the guitar I had, because it had no strings, I thought for years that we were just we were hard done by. Then my mum told me it was a spade.
You're lucky. You had a spade?
You were lucky. You were lucky.
We'd watch 7 miles at school, 12 miles back home. Our father would carve us up with a butcher knife and dance on our grave singing hallelujah. You had a knife? You were lucky.
Monty Python, love it. Now, listen.
Can I ask Earl a question?
Of course you can, yeah. Jump in.
Earl, where were you when the Beatles played on the Ed Sullivan Show?
I was in
Was that like an event for you?
I was glued to the TV set.
Yeah.
Weren't you?
That was the event for me that just, okay, this is it.
Oh, yeah. I watched the show. I can remember watching that show. And also, can remember Buddy Holly, which I was a big fan of, and Herman's Hermits.
Oh, yeah.
Herman's Hermits.
And I remember the first time I seen Rolling Stones on Ed Sullivan Show.
Wow.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Do I remember that? No, I'm not old enough. I'm not old enough, am I? Am I old enough? I'm not old enough to remember that, am I? 61 I was born.
I think you're old enough.
When was the Sullivan Show? What year was that? It was
64, 65. So you were a little taught.
I was about 3 or 4 sucking my thumb. You were lucky you got a thumb.
You were lucky. You still had your thumbs? They didn't get cut off? You're lucky.
What about, I mean, just give me an idea, because when you say all that we gathered together and we played and all that, is it like I've got this impression in my head that you sort of had like a what can we say, a balcony outside, a port where everybody sort of stood in it?
Outside my friend's apartment, there was this cement stoop where we'd all sit there and got our maracas and our harmonicas, anything that was really cheap, we got our hands on. So we didn't have a bass guitar. So what we did, probably what you did, Bobby, as well, we took a normal guitar and took off the last 2 strings.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
And what does that do?
It gives you the 4 strings of a bass. Okay.
Okay.
So one guy would play that, one guy would play the chords, and one guy would do the solos, and we were so bad. And this was like, we do this.
There you go,
all these Wipeout songs.
Wipeout, yeah.
All these, I guess they were called surf songs.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to have a singer, because everything was. So we did all those because no one was a very good singer.
That was the Shadows, by the way, wasn't it?
You know what's strange, Dave? It didn't matter because we were, if you know the singing songs, when you're 9, 10, 11 years old, you can't sound like a guy who's 25. You sound like kids. So it's a good thing we did mostly instrumentals because we all sounded like babies.
So
you hadn't hit puberty yet.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So we're all talking like this.
Yeah, so it was literally like, the guys that lived around you got the cheapest thing they could sort of lay their hands on, or what they could lay their hands on, turned it into some kind of sound, and sort of out on the porch, sort of just fumbled around and came up with some song.
Our drummer had just a snare and one cymbal, a cornet snare and one cymbal. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's all we had, snare and a cymbal. And I work with my drummer now, Peter Cooling. We do some rockabilly, and he comes in with brushes, a snare, and a cymbal.
I do like that sound, the brush. Don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, because that kind of mode in the early 60s, Bobby's from Merrick, so he would know. Know the song? No? Don't know it? I woke up today, bad news came away. I woke up to find something blew my mind. Western Union.
All right. Okay.
All this kind of stuff. We started trying to do that, but we couldn't sing it because we were all talking like this.
Did you have washboards in them days? Did they play the washboard?
You guys probably
yes,
did,
we
but
did.
you were from
The
the
washboard,
Adirondacks.
yeah.
I mean,
Washboard.
We had the washboard, yeah.
I just like that sound, and they used to put those the thimbles
Yes.
on the end of the fingers, and
Now they have the musical washboard. We had the real one.
a music.
We had to use a real washboard.
Yeah.
And it was made of wood.
Yes.
So you got
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I love the sound of that.
Yeah, it's great.
I remember first seeing somebody doing this on a washboard, and I just thought, and I went, "Is that?" She says, "Yeah, that's a real washboard. They are real thimbles on the end of the fingers."
That's right.
And they were doing that and the spoons.
That's right.
Absolutely brilliant. What about your musical tuition, though? I mean, did you just sort of like from the porch progress to where? I mean, we were talking off camera a little bit early on that you had some tuition. I mean, what kind of tuition did you have?
Well, I played basic pop. Then we started playing heavier rock in the late '60s.
Yeah.
We were doing the Jimi Hendrix, and we were doing say some Santana, some Doors, and that it would progress to that state. Later on, we all had cranked up our guitars, but we had decent guitars as we got older, but not when we were younger.
No. So what about the actual, like, your musical background? I mean, where were you taught? I mean, did you have any lessons? Did you sort of like have somebody that was your mentor?
When I was young, I just left a lot of music off the radio. You know, all the standard Hendrix licks and all that stuff. But I was sent to school later on when I was 16 or 17 in Montreal to Max Bourget School of Music, where I was taught jazz, blues for 2.5 years, then 2 years classical training, and then I was sent to Toronto, Ontario, to the Le Bar Institute for Guitar for 2 years. Then I was in it was called before I was there, I was in Dawson College, 2 years college for music and music history and music theory. Then I was in 3 years Concordia University for
music again.
Bachelor degree in music. And then I took master class with Narciso Yepes, Eulibio Diaz, Sergio Abroy. I was with Michael Locke for 4 years. Michael Locke is the #1 Canadian classical and flamenco guitarist, and it was kind of cool because his roommate was Paco de Lucia.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Paco de Lucia Michael had a place in New York studio, and their teacher was Rolando Valdez, who was a big New York instructor for classical music, because Paco de Lucia, if you didn't know, can't read music. So Rolando Valdez was teaching Michael Locke, who was a grand master from Spain, teaching Michael Locke. And he said, Michael, Paco wants to learn the 5 preludes from Villalobos studies, but he can't read music. So Paco says, if you teach him the 5 preludes, he will show you how to play flamenco guitar. Okay?
Nice.
So after they did the exchange, Michael went to be a flamenco guitar player, and Paco started playing classical guitar. They kind of exchanged identities.
The style change from each one.
Yeah, Michael went and did a lot of flamenco concerts from there on. Yeah.
Amazing. Listen, we're going to listen to one of your own composure, one of your tracks, if that's okay. Something that you put together, Rockabilly Brat.
Yes,
I mean,
we were playing this live all over all over Pattaya, and it was kind of inspired. I wanted to write a song about a girl who sings songs. So I had a set of 3, and the 4th one's on its way. They're all about a girl who sings songs.
Right.
Now, you probably have seen her sing, but we don't want to mention any names. I've talked to Korn already, so we won't tell any.
No. Okay, so all right, we'll do Rockabilly Brat if that's okay with you.
Sure.
We'll give you a little bit of this.
Talking Heads podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lady gets the blues in the morning, the lady gets the blues in the day, but she spends all her nighttime singing, she's always taking my heart away. I like her like this, I wanna love her like that, but she's a real rockabilly brat. I like her like this, I wanna roll her like that, but she's a real rockabilly brat. I like her like this, I wanna love her like that, but she's a real rockabilly brat. I like this. get the itchy, itchy blues in the morning, the itchy, itchy blues in the day. I spend all my nighttime drinking, I got my Gretsch and I'm ready to play. I like it like this, I'm gonna roll it like that, cause I'm a real, real rockabilly brat. I like it like this, I'm gonna roll it like that, cause I'm a real, real rockabilly brat. I like it like this, I wanna roll it like that, cause I'm a real, real rockabilly brat. Well, come on everybody, hit the dance floor. Well, come on everybody, do the stomp, come on. Come on everybody, hit the dance floor. We'll do this all night, you're never, never gonna stop. 1 and 2, come on. Well, this lady likes to rant in the morning, the girl likes to rant in the day, but she spends all her nighttime singing, she's always taking my heart away. I like her like this, I wanna love her like that, but she's a real, real rockabilly brat. I like her like this, I wanna love her like that, but she's a real, real rockabilly brat. I like it like this, I wanna roll like that, she's a real, real rockabilly brat.
Talking Heads podcast live from Pattaya, Thailand. With your host,
The last lick I ripped off check.
Join us weekday.
The last lick I ripped off, you know.
Great lick. Great lick. I love it.
Love that.
E6.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that. You was going, if you can get I must tell you, right, because everybody doesn't know this, he's the nodometer. Yeah, he's the nodometer in here, right? So if Bobby's head is going sort of like smallish, you get about a 5 or a 4 on the nodometer.
Okay.
And of course, as you get better, he nods more, and as you get really good, he's nodding like.
If he's still bopping, he's full on bopping, you got a 10.
He's got a 10. If he's going for it, you've got a 10. So always watch out for the nodometer at the end.
He's got a heck of a good smile, though, doesn't he?
He has, yes.
He has a marvelous
Pakwan.
smile.
Paid a fortune for it.
You know, Miss Corn is always smiling.
She is, yeah.
She's a
Hello.
smiley guy.
Hi, Miss Corn.
Right.
You okay? Yeah, she's okay. She's okay.
She's always smiling. She's happy.
She's happy.
Smiling is good.
Yeah.
Now, right in now, we're going to talk about some of the songs that you've written. Like we said, Rockabilly Brat. I mean, what is your plan with that? Is that to get it cut onto to studio quality and how it goes?
Yes, this is just raw off the floor. Hopefully we'll be working with Jason Camilo, super piano player, super all-around good guy, sings like an angel, and he's going to be doing some production. But right now he's doing his own album, and he's working 4 or 5 nights a week. So as soon as he has some time, we're going to lay this down, and Jason's going to be singing some background vocals and playing keyboards. We hope.
I got the thing there. You know when he's playing, I got the boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
the
you
big
need
bass.
the rockabilly stand-up bass, eh?
I mean, I love the Stray Stray Cats. I actually love.
Of course you do.
Which is Brian and the big band and Stray Cat.
Yeah, Stray Cat Blue, Stray Cat Strut.
Stray
I'm
Cat
a
Strut.
ladies' Mecca, Sweet Casanova. Hey, man, that's
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But it's Brian, isn't he? The lead guy.
the lead guitar player.
Yeah, but he's got a. Now he goes around with a massive orchestra.
That's right, Brian
And
Setzer Orchestra.
Yeah, they're doing this. Dun, 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 dun.
And he's from the same place Bobby is. He's from Long Island, New York.
Is he from Long Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the Stray Cats?
I've never seen them live, but I remember them incredibly. I
Yeah,
mean, those
very-
guys just blew it all open.
Yeah, and he normally has a waltz as well, doesn't he? He has the snare,
Snare and a
he-
cymbal.
and a cymbal, and the brushes as well,
That's
doesn't
right.
he? Yeah.
Everything's rocking.
I love that. I mean, what about sort of now in Paddy and around Paddy? Is it sort of like at the present state it's in at the moment? Still doing your thing, yeah?
Yeah, I'm playing at the Blue Dolphin. On Saturday nights, we do band. I have a fiddle player, violin player from Germany.
He was brilliant, by the way.
Who's that?
The guy, the fiddle player. We've seen him up at the thing, didn't we? Oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen us.
Yes.
We play, yeah.
Yeah.
We play a lot of gypsy jazz, and I didn't get a chance to sing much because I had, we wanted to showcase the whole band. He's a brilliant player, so we have a chance of doing something completely different than everyone else. We play some bluegrass. Did we play any that night? Did we play any when you went and seen us?
I can't remember. We've seen loads, didn't we, that night? We just sort of like saying that was good. But I remember that the guy stood out with the fiddle. I mean, he was very, very, very talented. I mean, and it was nice to hear the old violin going, wasn't it, Bobby?
Yeah, he was a really good player.
Cool.
Something different for a change.
Love it.
And on Sunday, we do something that no one else does. We have a full-on, the band starts to play, right? But it's a full-on Thai karaoke drunk bar ladies having a great old time. They all get up and sing. They all get up and dance, and they do all the Thai songs. We have the karaoke machine going. Once you start the Buffalo music, those girls get up and they go for it. So she's going to have a great old time.
She got a smile on her as well, or is she all right? I mean, she got like, we get in. There we go. We got a 6 then. Taking you back, say gigging. Let's talk about gigging. We talk about gigging currently, where we know you are. I mean, and like you said, you're at the Blue Dolphin and the Oasis. Let's take you back to gigging, and let's take you back to your first gig. How long ago was that? And I mean, gig. When I say gig, I mean gig as in band playing gig.
That was at my sister's 6th grade graduation. I guess it was 1967.
67.
Yeah.
I was 6. Yeah, 6 I was. So what kind of music did you play? Did you have to play the stuff that was
played
current?
some Santana. We played some, I think it was Monkeys. I'm a believer.
A lot of covers then?
Yeah, it was lots of cover tunes.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't good enough to make anything up of our own. You know.
I'm a believer. Yeah, I remember that one. So that was your first, gig in front of customers?
Yeah, because we were hired as the band for the graduation, so we had all the students and the kids and some parents, chaperones, and they were all dancing and having a party.
And you just went on there and did a lot of covers and kept them all going. So you learned. So the idea was that you learned all the covers that were current at the time that everybody loved. So you know when you go there and you play as a band that you got a dance floor full. Yes,
of course. But there was one hitch because we were young. We only had like one set of music, so we did 3 sets of the same set.
So
I'm sure you've done that too, Bob.
I have cheat, huh?
Yeah.
So what you could say is that was like a carbon copy of what we did at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, there was 3 shows. They're all the same.
I know there was 3 shows, but I did change my shirt, but they're all the same. Yeah,
exactly. Right? But you put your shirt inside out so no one knows.
That's
they think you've changed.
Always, you can always tell when the label's on the out the wrong way. Going from the wedding, what was your first? Let's go and put this in a nice way. What was your first proper gig? Paid.
We received a long-term contract in Ville-Salle, Quebec, at the Witch's Hut Bar and Tavern, and we got to play there about 5 nights, Wednesday to Sunday, from I think it was 9 o'clock till 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
We had to do five or six 30-minute sets.
Okay.
Played a lot of Santana, played some Eagles, played back then Bad Company, Feel Like Making Love.
Feel like making love.
That's right.
Isn't it? Da-da-da-da. Yeah, no, I don't know. So, okay, so in those days, how many in the band?
There was myself, Layden Levac, Mario Cacavelli on vocals, and Sidney Cook on drums. Was my bass player I used for many bands after that, but he passed away. Mr. Layden was a great bass player and a heck of a nice guy. He stayed with me for years after that.
It's amazing, isn't it? All those years ago, you can still remember your lineup and remember your friends that you did your first gig with. Amazing, yeah? Can you, Bobby?
Yeah, those were the real years, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's when, bonds were being created, with your younger.
We've sorry, Bob. We've had over the period of time that we've been doing this, we've had guys on from all around the world and in the studio stuff. And one thing we always sort of talk about is, of course, is the progression of the band. Members need to move on, or what was it like with your band? Did it change a lot? Did you stay together for a long time?
We'd stayed together for a couple of years, but some of the guys had jobs, and Layden and I wanted to tour.
Okay.
So we said, okay, we want to tour. Go across Canada and northern U.S. So Mario couldn't and Sidney couldn't because they had kind of full-time jobs as well. Yeah. So we were doing the Sultans of Swing, so they had a good daytime job. They were doing all right, As a matter of fact, that was one of our songs that we were playing at that time. It was very popular. And so Layden and I started a band called Cross 2, which was was without Mario. So we got a girl singer.
Okay.
And a lady singer, and we had Layden on bass, me on guitar, and we had Mark Bluey, my friend Mark Bluey, on drums for a while. We had to change drummers as we went out west, so we changed drummers to.
Was this through an agent, Earl? Was this through an agent?
Right, they were booking us across the country. We were having just a blast. So I got to meet a lot of cool people, and
And this area was where this was in America, yeah?
Northern U.S., we played across northern New York State, and then we went across Canada all the way to pretty well to Vancouver and back. We played in Saskatoon. We played in, Weyburn, Saskatchewan, something Peace River, Alberta, Edmonton, Fort Saskatchewan, Lethbridge.
And what kind
Calgary.
of tour? And how long was the tour? I mean, there and back.
There about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Yeah.
We played everywhere.
And
How old were you this time?
I was in my 20s now at this point. I was classically trained, but we didn't play much classical. Playing a lot of Van Halen.
Great. I mean, it's great though, isn't it? I mean, I've done similar, but not as a musician, of course. Bobby, I would imagine, has done similar, and the guys that we've had in here before have spoken of their tours and together the bonding and that. I mean, it must have been great times.
I didn't realize how much of a legend I was, but last week, this is what's like. You don't even know that the stories that are told about you. The drummer for Celine Dion, and have you heard of Sash Jordan? Sash Jordan, the singer. You've heard of Celine Dion?
Of course,
okay.
Yeah.
There's a drummer that works for him and works for Bon Jovi, because the Bon Jovi drummer took off. It's Peter Barbeau was my drummer way back when.
Oh wow!
So Peter Barbeau sends me a message last week because he was playing with Ted Nugent. Mm-hmm. So he says, "I'm playing with Ted," and I was telling the guys how you and you guys were doing wrestling in the room on tour, and you snacked the Les Paul's neck off. I said, yeah, we smacked the head off Fred Reinwash's Gibson 1960 Gibson Les Paul, wrestling in the room with our WWF moves, And I said, Pete, where did you hear about that? He goes, well, you're pretty famous across Canada. I said, from things like that? How about for like playing cool stuff? And, well, not really that, but your behavior was internationally known. Okay, I never thought Peter Barbeau, superstar, he's got Grammys hanging up in his house, would say, yeah, I heard that you like smacked took the head off or neck off someone's Les Paul. It's true, we did.
Those necks break off so easily,
cool.
though.
Yeah,
Those Gibson necks.
We were wrestling and the guitar was in the corner. We go, ah, rah, 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 and do our best to WWF. And the guitar went clack. The head came off. We got it fixed. And Fred Weinwash said it works better than it did before.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a Gibson ES335. My ex-girlfriend was sweeping the floor, hit my guitar stand, and went over and it snapped off in the same place.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
yeah.
here? Where the nut
Yeah,
is?
exactly.
Yeah, that's where it went.
Yeah.
Must have been a manufacturer fault, or
No, that's where the grain shifts, and that's the weak part of a neck.
oh,
actually.
okay, all right, there you go.
See, it bends on an angle, and Gibsons have more of an angle than a Fender. Fender guitar is almost straight.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Gibson has up to 6 degrees, I think.
Yeah, it's way.
So
Interesting.
It smacks off real easy. Anyway, I didn't know that story would get all the way back to Peter Barbeau,
So
but it did.
as you're in Canada and you're on the way back in your van all the way.
Yes.
And that's going to lead us into this one, because this is a great track, and of course, so this is one of yours, Take Me Home.
Okay.
So let's get back into that. Let's get back into that tour van. Yeah. We'll sit down. Me and Bobby put our headphones on and listen to you. Have a little bit of a.
This is also about the same. I'm trying to write songs about a girl who sings songs, and she likes this better of the four. She said she likes all four.
Is this the best one, Cobb? Is this the best one?
She likes this.
Is this the one? You like this one? There you go. Smileometer 8.
I once met a foreign lady singing songs. I was drinking beers. She said, hey boy, I like the way you move. I kinda like to keep you near. What does a woman like you now want with a man like me? She said, just let me take you home, and you see, take me back and take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want, and take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want. Won't you take me, baby, take me home? Oh, won't you take me home? Won't you take me home? I'll let you do anything that you do, anything that you do, anything that you want. I kinda like the way she move, I kinda like to watch her walk. Much more than that, I kinda love to hear her talk. But if you don't wanna see me, there ain't nothing that I can do. I just wanna let you know I'm missing you. Take me, baby, take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want. Take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want. Oh, won't you take me, baby, take me home? Oh, won't you take me home? Take me home. I'll let you do anything that you do, anything that you do, anything that you want. I once met a foreign lady. songs, I was drinking beers. She said, hey, I kinda like the way you walk, kinda like to keep you near. What does a woman like you now want with a man like me? Just let me take you home and you see. Take me back and take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want. Take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want. Take me back and take me home. Or won't you take me home? Take me home. I'll let you do anything that you want. Take me home, oh, won't you take me home? Take me home, oh, won't you take me home? Take me home, oh, won't you take me back home? Take me home. I'll let you do anything, let you do anything, let you do anything that you want.
Talking Heads Podcast.
Hey.
Thank you. She
Thank
likes
you.
it. Yeah.
You like that one? Oh, well, look, we got that one as well.
Small. She got the small.
That was at least a 9 on the clapometer. That one, wasn't it, Bowie? Nodometer at the end was going as well. Clapometer to that end, nodometer to that end, and I was giving it this in the middle.
And
so.
she's smiling, and
she's smiling.
You said the head going too.
She's smiling. Favorite kind of music, then, Earl? You're saying that you're on tour, you're in the bus, you're going up and down, you're on a 1.5-year tour. What happened after that?
Well, I went back to working, and I went back to write some songs, and lots of solo playing. And then I started playing, of course, the last several years was playing lots of country and bluegrass.
Yeah, sure.
And lots of banjo picking.
And that was over in the US. Yeah, what was Thailand? Where did that sort of jump into?
I played country music back home because country music, as Bobby would know, is the best paying gigs.
Right.
The best paying gigs back in, like say, the U.S., northern U.S. and Quebec and Ontario are the country gigs. They pay well. You don't have to need a whole lot of equipment. You walk in with a guitar in one hand, the amp, you put it in, you plug in your little Fender champ, plug it in, girl, let's go, right? So it's cheap it's a cheap enterprise.
So that was sort of bread and butter, sort of getting you around. After that, did you stay US? How did you go from the US to sort of like going to other places?
I moved to Canada. I stayed there for years and playing all around town and teaching. I was teaching for 3 years at the Quebec Conservatory of Music in the classical guitar department.
Okay.
And I was playing, of course, the bars at night. And then I moved to Toronto, where I was teaching at Music City, Toronto, and part-time teacher and teaching at the Le Bar Institute for Guitar. And I recorded with international artist Paris Black. If you ever heard him from, Paris?
No, I don't know.
He's Toronto-based singer. He's a really super nice guy. I played a lot of guitar for his in the studio tracks. So I only played with him live maybe 3 times because it was mostly studio work. And
right.
Then he would take that track and go sing everywhere else. Backing tracks. I was the backing track guy.
The backing track guy. What about on the road guy again? Did you go back onto the road with a band as such, or
no? Mostly myself.
Just yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody at the side. Just yourself.
Yes, me. Yeah.
A one-man band playing
all stuff like this. You know Leo Kottke, right?
Sure.
Don't you, Bobby? He likes all stuff like that.
Yeah,
he does.
So that
Very
kind of
nice.
style. I was doing a lot of that soloing.
Very nice.
So basically, on your own, going around Canada, yes?
Yes, but the best part was when I learned that when I was younger, was when I came back and Kenny got ill, and I had 3 tours in Cambodia with 15 to 20 gigs per tour, right?
Right.
And you have to play all solo. But I was all ready because I said, I've done this before. This
Yeah,
is
sure.
my first day in the office, so I had just a blast.
So you went down to where? Cambodia?
Yeah, I did all across many places in Thailand. I played in Hua Hin, Thai White Tavern with Richard Warren, who was the owner. And
Yeah,
his
Richard
wife.
was here
He's
a couple of weeks
super
ago.
nice guy.
Yeah, sweetheart.
Yeah, he's one of the top-notch guys. I played his place maybe 4 or 5 times in the last few years, and I played at Monkey Bar in his neighborhood, and I played at several of the bars in Hua Hin.
And this was through what, a friend or?
They'd call me up. They said, "Chief, come play my
Oh,
bar
okay,
as well."
okay.
So one friend tells another, and it's
Another, so it all goes
yeah.
along. Bobby, grab your guitar. Come on, let's get you two doing a
How
bit of
about
something.
Bruce Coburn? Are you familiar with Bruce's music?
Whatever you play, I'll hit it on. I'll hit it on.
No, I'm gonna follow you.
He's going to follow you.
Well, we could do some gospel. I was talking to Bobby before. I had to learn some new gospel music for this gig a couple of weeks ago. So I picked an old Vince Gill song called "I'm All Prayed Up." Because you got to play some.
You okay with that, Bobby?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And all it is 3 chord. Well, they're all 3 chord. G, C, D, right? So
I can handle that.
simple is best. People like simple stuff, you know.
That's why that's what they tell me. You're very simple, Dave.
Me too. I'm all prayed up. I'm ready to meet my Savior. Eternal life is waiting by and by. All prayed up. My faith will never waver. Heaven's doors are gonna open when I die. I'm all prayed up. I'm ready to meet my Savior. Eternal life is waiting by and by. I'm all prayed up. My faith will never waver. Heaven's doors are gonna open when I die. Well, I made my peace with Jesus a long, long time ago, hoping that he would save my soul. He sits on there beside me and guides me every day. He sees me when I kneel and pray. I'm all prayed up. I'm ready to meet my Savior. Eternal life is waiting by and by. I'm all prayed up. My faith will never waver. Heaven's doors are gonna open when I die. Play, Bob. One more time. I'll play it. I'm all prayed up, yeah. I'm ready to meet my Savior. Eternal life is waiting by and by. I'm all prayed up. My faith will never waver. Heaven's doors are gonna open when I die. Heaven's doors are gonna open when I die. Heaven's doors are gonna open when I die. Watch out. Yeah.
Talking Heads podcast.
Yeah. I felt that. Bobby, you like that, yeah?
Yeah, that was great.
He was going for
That
it.
was funny, Bob.
He was going for it, wasn't he? Hey, he was going for it. He was.
Yes, he was.
So, what's your plans? I mean, okay, you're bringing out the songs 4, yeah,
Yeah,
which
4.
is Rockabilly Brat, Take Me Home.
And there's going to be You Just Can't Hurt Me Anymore.
You
It's
just
number
can't
3.
hurt me anymore. Number 3.
And there's number 4 is going to be I Don't Like to Be Lonely.
I don't like to be lonely.
Yeah, I don't like to be lonely. Who does?
We don't like to be lonely, do we? We're not lonely. We've got each other.
Yeah.
This is our family. This is
That's
it.
okay. That's cool.
This is our family. This is our Talking Heads family. That's right, isn't it, Bobby?
Sure is.
Isn't it?
But you know, after you go for years and you're on tour, and I like being alone. I really don't mind it.
No.
No, I don't. I'm not going to cry for being lonely. Hey, I got myself.
Yeah. I mean,
I got me. Everywhere I go, there I am.
There I am.
Everywhere I go, well, there I am.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
So your plans for the future? Get these 4 records out, yeah?
I'm going to get these
them
4
online.
on single. Hopefully, that when JC Camila, the super nice guy, has got some time because I know he's very busy right now, and I love to play a couple nights a week. And I'm going back and forth to Bangkok because I still all the international guitar competitions. I'm either invited to play or perform, be the judge, or a guest. which is kind of cool. And last year we had the super big concert for the guitar festival. It was in Colat, Nakarachasima, and they put me on the masters list of performers. And a big ass place. It's called Terminal 21 at Central.
I like it. Yeah, I know it.
And I walked the floors, and I was doing the judging for the junior and the senior competition, right? And so and all these Russian grand masters are there, and France. There was, I think, from America, Scott Bacon, super guitar player, nice guy, good looking, big, tall guy. All the girls love him. And I said, I got to do something different so they put me on one of the second to last. So I'm almost headlining the show with the Grand Master. I said, but these guys already play classical guitar, you know? They already do this. So I said, I want to do something really different to completely screw these people up. They're not going to know it hit them. So I said to the Waratrap, he's head of the Thailand Guitar Society. I'm the only non-Thai to be a staff member of Thailand Guitar Society. You'll see me on the list if you go to the website. If you punch in Thailand Guitar Society, you'll see me. Okay?
Wow.
So I said, I'm going to do something. So this is what I opened up with. Of course, I did you'll hear it. Then I did this. No one had ever opened up with the James Bond theme. I went to Kashmir, Led Zeppelin, at a classical guitar competition at an international festival. So
You sort of
I got a big standing ovation because
sure.
everybody was really uptight and they're all playing these very,
yeah, sure.
lots of Bach and lots of Chopin.
And you came in and loosened it right up, baby.
I said, well, I can't play all these guys are such fantastic classical-ended players. I can't possibly differentiate myself. I'll just be one of the other guys. I said, but we'll do some. Scott Bacon loved it. He goes, you play Kashmir, man. Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was
Love it.
something different. And
Yes.
so, and I was the only person that came on with a steel string. You know, I said, I'm not doing the nylon string. Guys already do that. So
Yeah. Let me do it my way, as they say.
I did this one. Watch this.
Effortlessly, isn't it? Effortlessly.
So I
Yeah.
Wildwood Flower. Back in America, we all do that. If you go anywhere, first thing they're going to ask you, any outback place, you play Wildwood Flower and Rocky Top, right?
Exactly.
I wish I was back on Rocky Top, back in those Tennessee hills.
So you played all of those things.
Yeah.
A year and a half on tour, went back to wherever you were, and what
I
happened
came
then?
back here and I went back. Since I've been in Thailand, I've been touring and I've been
How
playing
did you
everywhere.
end up here? That I mean,
I
how
got
did you end
transferred.
up?
I used to do, container service. They have booze and they go overseas.
Yeah, sure.
And I was very familiar with containers because that was my part-time job.
Okay.
And the Jewish guys that own the company, Evergreen, they said, because you can speak English and you speak good French, and you can speak a few different, I speak Spanish as well. Can you go to, they were looking for volunteers to go to Thailand to work there on a contract.
Sure.
So I came with Evergreen, and because I know container service, I know how to speak a couple of languages.
Yeah.
So
That's how you ended up here.
And once the contract was over, I said, I ain't going home. Why would I?
Why would you? But you carried on with them, or you just finished with them then?
I opened up my own import-export business. I stayed in Platunam, and I was playing guitar and teaching in Bangkok. So I stayed there for years. I love Bangkok. Yeah, and we still play at, Fatty's Diner? Ramen 9, All-American Diner, Fatty's Diner. I play there. I used to play there every Tuesday night. And on Soy 26, it's called Queen Bee.
Queen Bee.
And Speaker Box and Soy Tong Law. And there's several. And the Live on Soy, I think it's 13.
Oh, yeah, I remember that place.
So you know your places.
Oh, yeah, I'll go all over the place. I play
Still
everywhere.
today? Still? Or?
Yeah, I still go back and they call me, you're doing Bangkok, come and play.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Pretty cool. Do you want to, before we go today, I mean, is there anything you want to put into this show you'd like to put in? I mean, you're welcome to say anything. I mean,
well, you were
let's talk about food.
Yeah.
Food. Oh, yeah, sorry, we did that. Bobby, can you do me a favor? Can you put you two on screen a second while I go to the gentleman's room, if that's okay?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
You're allowed. You're just completely allowed.
Allowed or not allowed?
Of course you are. You don't need permission. You're the boss here. Yeah, because we're talking about.
Pre-show we're talking about food, and we were talking about health, and we're talking about the fact that your lifestyle really changed. You used to be kind of overweight, yeah.
Oh yeah, kind of. I was the only guy that my belly would arrive at the gig 5 minutes before me. We were talking about that just before the show. About diet and exercise.
And you had this epiphany where you looked yourself in the mirror and you weren't happy with what you saw, and you made a radical change and you started eating differently.
Yes, completely. And
our body, we're really all about chemistry. Everything's chemistry, right? So, and that ties into food 100%. So what we eat has a total connection with who we are, how big we get, how small we get.
Yeah, and how we feel.
Mentally, feel. Yeah, it's a mental thing.
Yes. Because there's been a few things that was bizarre. Once you get smaller, I get called by the guys from Ko Chang, the Frenchman, Stéphane, and his partner, to play banjo and bass at the Rock Bar on Soy Khao Noi. The Rock Bar, the Hells Angels bar there. They said, can you meet me there tonight at 8 o'clock so we can, you'll play bass and banjo for me. So I get there before them, and I have my guitar on stage, my bass and my banjo. I do sound check. I brought my own microphones. I click, chick, chick. He comes walking in. He says to me, sir, can you take that stuff off the stage, please? We have a banjo player and bass player already booked to play. I said, I am the banjo player, bass player, Stéphane. He goes, no, the fat guy from Bangkok.
That's me.
I said, I am the fat guy from Bangkok. He said, no, you're not. I said, he made me audition. So I had to pick up the banjo. Goes, okay, you'll do. He still didn't believe it was me.
It's amazing, yeah? Amazing transformation. And
so how much did you weigh before you went
94.5 kilos, 208 pounds.
And what do you weigh now?
152.
Wow. So you and Dave were talking about the no carbohydrate, no sugar thing. Can you go into that and talk?
Have you tried that?
Yeah, in stages for sure. But I have a weakness for bread. I love bread, and I know it just puts on the pounds. But I do my best to avoid it.
You're in good shape. You're thin.
I am thin, but I get
okay.
No, I do notice radical changes. Anytime I eat bread, it's like I got to just exercise harder to get it off.
Lots of carbs.
Yeah.
what was your daily routine, though? I mean, when you decided to say, hey, okay, this guy in the mirror, he's looking a little bit too big for me, where did you start? I mean, what was your first steps, and I mean, how did you combat that?
The first step, the first few months, the doc here said to me, if you cut the carbs and the sugar, you're going to go down 10 kilos in 5 or 6 months. So she directed me to stop the colas and stop the bread and stop. So I started doing that. And I noticed that she said to me, it was September 25th, if you stop drinking beer, you will lose another, I lost 2 kilos in a month. She said, you will lose another 10 to 12 kilos by Happy New Year Day if you don't drink any beer. And I stopped drinking beer and altogether I'd lost 11.5 kilos by New Year's. Wow! I said, oh my God!
Wow,
this is working. So then I said, wow, I'm looking and feeling so good. I'm going to go out and start running. So I started power walking and running. I got some small weights. Kenny gave me for free because he was ill.
Yeah.
And I started doing the weights every night, 45 minutes to an hour power walk or run, and a 15-minute exercise.
I mean, and I know that you're not going to cut me down on this because I'm going to say that I knew you prior to the new model. Okay, that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, and I can remember the big old boy coming in there like half bent over, trying to pull some speakers in and trying to pull a load of sound in, and huffing and puffing in the side of the building, and having to sit down and saying, sod this, I'm knackered. I can remember that guy. And when I see the guy sitting in front of me, I just, like I've said to Bobby, it's true admiration of what you've done because it's amazing. And, people are out there, and I'm going to say it, I mean, people are out there, they're fat and they're overweight, okay? But it's just that little one step to change what you do daily and just add something to what you do daily that can take a big step to make results. And I mean, you're just like a walking model. I mean, it's just amazing. And I look at myself sometimes in the mirror. When I first met you, not when I first met you, when we met again after the new model had come out of the cocoon, yes?
At the Oasis.
At the Oasis,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the cocoon at the Oasis, yeah. When I met you there and you come out and I went, shit, man, look at you. I mean, do you know what I did that night?
No.
I went home, I took my clothes off and stood in front of the mirror.
And how did was it okay? Was it cool?
I wasn't thinking of you, if that's what you mean. I was thinking, I was thinking about what you'd done, and I thought, that sort of inspired me just to get my press ups and my push ups going a little bit, just to keep in shape after my stroke. Because I mean that having a stroke takes like. A stroke gets to different people in different ways, Earl. And it affects different people in different ways. I've had a few people that have had them, and. It's sometimes you're just lucky that you can get things working again, and
you're lucky.
You're lucky, man. So I get the feeling back a little bit. So keeping that, I listen to Bobby. He tells me a lot of things and tells me about food. I've listened to what you've said. I mean, the same as Bobby, I've got a weakness for bread. That's one of my weaknesses. Cokes, I used to, in all fairness, I used to have probably 5 or 6 Cokes a day. Yeah. And now I have probably 1 or 2 a week. Yeah, which I think, okay. Bread I'm not too bad on now. I've cut that right down since we spoke before. And I mean, I could have, tomato soup and have 5 pieces, 6 pieces of bread with easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look at me going, you do now, though. You look at me like, hey, shit, boy, you're doing it wrong. You know that,
it's okay, because I understand exactly where you're coming from. Pasta, bread, wine, and beer. Oh, color me there, maybe.
Can I ask you what you do eat now? Tell me, can you tell us what we...
Lots of eggs, lots of salad, steaks, pork, burgers with no bread. No bread. Big-ass burgers they're making...
So what about the meat side of it? Bobby's not sort of the meat side of it, but what about the meat side of it with you? I mean, is that daily or is that once a week?
No, you have to eat because I'm running on keto, right? Which means since I have no carbs or very few carbs in my body, I work out 45 minutes to 90 minutes every morning. Every night I go for a long run. She'll tell you. Okay? So if I don't fill my reserves with fat, since I'm not running on carbs, I'll start to rattle. So I got to store up on the fat, which means we have to have lots of saturated fat, lots of peanuts, lots of protein, lots of eggs, lots of pork, chicken. Mm-hmm. And if you have that, when you're going low carb, low sugar, or keto, you'll find that you can go long periods of time and not even think about eating, because carbs is an addiction. Mm. Carbs and cocaine, sugar and cocaine are almost along the same. People crave them. Mm. The more carbs you eat, the more you want to eat, right? Mm-hmm. When you go keto, as long as your body has fat cells that you stuffed up on to eat, you say, hey, it's 8 o'clock at night. Oh, I forgot to eat.
Interesting.
And you don't want to eat after 8 o'clock at night, right?
No, I eat late as you want.
Really?
Doc says, no carbs at night, you. Oh, she says, that's how you get fat, if you eat carbs at night. No spaghetti and go to bed.
Yeah.
But she says if you're on low carb like salad, or you want just a steak, then don't forget we don't have no bread with it. Steak and some carrots on the side, or cauliflower. You can have that anytime you want. Go to bed, doesn't matter. But if you're eating carbs, don't go to sleep.
Interesting.
She said, if you're going to eat carbs, eat them in the morning.
Because you're not on the meat side of it, are you? I mean, you don't do the meat
Well,
side.
I do fish and
Fish, yeah. So you're
Fish is good on this diet. You can eat lots of fish. Mm. And fat, peanuts, almonds.
peanut butter. Yeah,
almonds are so good for you, don't they?
Yeah, because it's full of calcium.
Cool. Can we have a little bit before we say goodbye to you, Earl? Do you want to do something together? Do you want to do something on your own? I mean, can we play out with something? Is that okay? Do you mind?
Well, let's play.
Okay.
Play. Come on, let's play.
How about some bossa nova?
yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we have a violin player at the Blue Dolphin that we do a lot of gypsy jazz, Django Reinhardt,
Okay, right. Okay, listen, we're going to play out with this, okay? Earl Sullivan, thanks for joining us on the show
Thank
today.
you, Dave. Very much.
And
It's
you're,
great to be
you're
here.
welcome to come back here anytime you want. Bring who you want back. Bring them in the studio. And like I said, this studio is our living room and you're invited all the time. Thanks for joining us today on the show.
Thank you for having me, Dave. And I'm right down the street. So you might see more of me because my house is like 1 kilometer away.
And our living room is here and you're welcome. All right, we're going to play out with this one. This is...
It's just going to play a bossa nova song.
Okay.
And got Bobby on guitar and me on guitar. We're going to have some fun.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining us on Talking Heads today. In the studio, Bobby and Earl playing us out with
Thank you, Dave.
a little bit of this.
G major 7. C. Good man. Back to C. Good man.
Talking Heads podcast live from Pattaya, Thailand with your host Dave D. Join us weekdays. Check out all the latest updates on talkingheads-podcast.com.